sometimes with networking and when you're out with people and that kind of thing, you can come off needy.
If you ask somebody to do a small favor,
Yes.
then they are 85% more likely to like you. One thing is called the cocktail party effect.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to let you take a guess what that is.
The cocktail party effect.
I'm just giving you that. I'm not saying you anything else.
I can't understand it. Like you do nothing, like nothing. You just work and you just go home, like nothing. You don't even go play soccer. You don't even.
I understand what you mean.
Put It By The Wall is the #1 podcast nowhere in the world.
At least this is where they come to be inspired and motivated, my brother.
Okay, you're not lying.
Amen.
Welcome back to another episode of Put It By The Wall, the podcast where we talk about stuff to get you inspired and make you feel like you can take over the world. Stuff to make you smile and then just stuff in general. I'm your host, Kurt.
I'm Norin.
And today we are speaking about a very good topic, a great topic, one of the best topics, networking and how it plays a part and a role in success.
100%.
This is literally a great topic.
Yeah, everybody needs to network.
Everybody needs to network. It doesn't matter what career and what
essential part of progress, personal and professional.
But before we get into the thick of it, how you doing, my brother?
I am, my brother. I am very well. I'm blessed. My spirit is feeling clean. I had a nice cleansing. I don't know what, but
I want to know what cleansing that was.
Cleanse. No. In
any case, you had a cleansing.
Yeah.
And he's feeling good.
I am. And you, my brother?
Now I'm feeling terrific. I'm feeling good. In it to win it always. I feel very inspired. Yesterday and for the past few days, I've been waking up very, very motivated. I've just been feeling like, let's go get it and thinking of new ways to do whatever.
I've taken a page out of your book yet again where when I go to the bathroom in the morning, that's my routine now in the morning. Smoke my enchi. When I'm done doing what I need to do, I have a set meditation thing that I listen to consistently every day. I'm starting to get the hang of the words now as we go along, but
that's great stuff.
I clear my mind.
It definitely helps because you know what it also does is it puts you into a state where it's just automatically your mind thinks that way and your body feels that way.
100%.
So networking. Networking is the process of interacting with people to exchange information. If you maybe have
I would say that is a more logical and analytical description. I think I have a similar one where I believe networking is a process whereby you build and nurture relationships professionally and personally. So you slowly but surely you get there. You reach out to whoever you can reach out within your circle to extend your circle even bigger.
Yeah. So as we said, networking is a very, very important part of success. Whether you be in whatever field, it doesn't even really matter because you need to. And the thing is, the more people you know, the more opportunities you kind of get.
100%. It plays a crucial role in career development. Because you don't know what you don't know, so the next person might know what you don't know. And once you get introduced to them, you get introduced to their circle. And from there, you move to another circle, to another thing. Eventually, you become where we want to be, which is in the room where the decisions get made. And this is a page out of your book again. When networking is concerned, I think that is why this is such a great topic for me, because ever since that time that we spoke about networking and the importance of it, and you've been telling me you've been going here and you've been going there, because most of the time I've just been doing everything by
myself, and it doesn't really work because it's only you that's seeing your stuff. You see,
you already have the vision in your head. You must convince the other people this is the right way. This is how things are not supposed to, but this is a better way of doing shit.
You're gonna support
there we go.
And people that can put you in positions.
You're not wrong there,
to do certain things. And then while we're on that topic, I also wanna mention this quick thing is mindset This reminded me now, mindset in networking. This is a great mindset to have. You know, most of the time, or not most of the time, sometimes with networking and when you're out with people and that kind of thing, you can come off needy. You don't even really realize it because you're going to network with the people. Buy my product. Look here, I'm a life coach. Take my services. Do this and do that. So I think a good way or something that I feel like worked for me was when networking and getting into a room with people is trying to see how much value you can add to people. So that's the angle. Going in, offering services first before expecting anybody else to before expecting anybody else to give you anything. Because also, if I say, hi, my name is Kurt XYZ, we get into the nitty gritty, and I'm like, and you speaking about cars, for instance, and I'm like, I maybe don't know anything about cars, but I know someone else. Like, look here, here's the contact number of someone else. So come with a mindset of adding value to people, and then with that, in turn, people will add value to you.
I think the word is altruism. If I'm not mistaken.
It's a beautiful word.
Where your first interaction with somebody is to add value to them, is to introduce them to somebody, to provide a service, or even in the research they've done, if you ask somebody for a favor, even if it's a small favor, the chances of them liking you after that is 85% higher than if you didn't. That is scientifically.
If you offered to do them a favor.
If you ask somebody to do a small favor,
yes.
Then they are 85% more likely to like you after that.
Because they felt like they added value to you.
Yes, and then they felt needed. They felt a sense of belonging.
That sense of belonging. That's actually nice.
Psychological trick is
it is kind of a psychological thing also. But before we get to that, what I was also saying or thinking about was leveraging the network that we have now, because often we always think about, hey, we need to get into a certain room, we need to get into a certain crowd in order to do and expand and whatever, which is the case most of the time. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, when you are starting at zero, which is a lot of people that is kind of listening to us at this point where we are right now, you have friends, you have family, and all those other things, and the coffee shops you go to, the pubs you go to, and all those other things. Like, speak to them, ask them questions.
100%. But on that though, now we'll just add a little bit of input on that. No? What I found also, and I'm sure you've also gone through this already. People who are acquaintances who know you only for your service or for your skill, they are much more likely to promote you outside of the work
and push you a little bit further.
And push you into another circle.
That kind of reminds me about what you just said now, that networking is a psychological game.
Yeah.
Like, people don't really remember your job title when you go to networking events or when you go to any type of events, really. They don't remember your job title and those kind of things. So you need to psychologically do something that makes that catches their attention and makes them kind of like remember you. And the more chance of them, if they remember you, you stand a better chance of them recommending you to somebody else.
On that also, Nana, with that, what I found also is when you go to networking events, your pitch can't be 5-6 minutes. It needs to be minimum 2 minutes.
We've actually spoke about that.
It must be 2 minutes. You must have elevator pitch. Simple as that, because there's hundreds of people you need to interact with at this. So, but with that 2 minutes, your opening line needs to be impactful as hell. And your closing line needs to have that same effect. Because people don't remember the middle of a conversation.
Nah.
They remember what you said in the beginning. And they remember what you said and how you ended it off. So if
maybe some crazy thing that happened
if there's a nice anecdote in the middle, that is what hooks them. So if you can get that, they're much more likely to recommend you for something.
Become good at storytelling. Sorry to have jumped in there now, no?
100%.
But that's also something that you mentioned to me before, is become good at storytelling. Because the more, it's almost like categorizing your anecdotes, like categorizing all your little stories into certain things.
Take them on a journey.
it kind of sounds stupid to do, to put stories into little categories mentally, no? Compartmentalizing. But if we, for instance, for argument's sake, you have a story about pencils and you start speaking about pencils, then you can automatically whip out that story about pencils. And like we said, you stand a better chance of them remembering you, hence them.
Yeah, if you talk about something that's how do I say, important to them or significant to them.
Yes.
They have a much higher chance of getting of lingering in their mind, so to say.
Something that I've applied also for a while is things like when speaking to people, ask people, smile, make eye contact. Those are all normal body language things. Smile, make eye contact, have a firm handshake, chest out, head up kind of thing.
Smile with your sorry to break now, smile with your lips and with your eyes also. That is one thing I've realized.
And whenever you're in a conversation with someone, whenever you're speaking to someone, ask questions.
Open-ended.
Where life coaching is kind of that way. It's asking questions, probing, so that we can, because the thing is, when you speak to people when we begin talking, people speak surface level.
Yeah.
So they only speak about stuff that they will speak to when they speak about strangers.
In general, yeah.
The more you probe, the more questions you ask, the deeper you dive into their story and find out not what they want, but what they actually need.
Yeah.
And once you know what people need, then you're through. Then you're through, because then you can actually offer something that is really of value. That they can remember, and where they can recommend you the next time and say, yo, this guy seems reliable.
Comes again back to adding value in any small way that you can now.
Yeah.
So, but we're getting there. We're getting there for all of you that are watching here. Part of our network.
And then I want to add this also. Part of our network. Look here, like, subscribe, and comment in the section there below. Let us know your thoughts. And again, shout out to all the people that have been commenting and interacting, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Not yet, but there are some videos on Instagram.
Okay, so thank you for interacting, the likes. I mean, if you've liked before and shared our videos and stuff, and you see us now and you'll be like, oh, there's that too, Barasso. Yeah, I want to say 2 thumbs up. Thank you very much. The next thing I want to speak about is mastering confidence. Mastering confidence in when networking.
When networking. We did the episode on confidence
on confidence
building, yeah. So,
I'm gonna say something now, no? And I don't even need to ask really. Whenever you come into a networking event, or let's not be specific to networking event. Whenever you come somewhere to a party or wherever you are, you kind of feel, everybody has that fear.
And that anxiety.
Everybody has that anxiety of what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And a great thing that I always do, and this works for me, is I speak to the staff if we're at an event, just to break the ice.
I also like doing it.
I speak to whoever, my partner, whoever I'm going with, I speak to them in the context of the event. So I'm like, yo, the lights is bright here inside. Wow, this is like, that's something that has to do with the event. And that kind of breaks the ice for you.
But yeah, so somebody else can chime in and whatnot. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
And it kind of, and it also, everybody feels fear. Everybody feels that fear. Everybody's like, you see that guy, like, yo, that guy's very confident. No, he feel it inside.
He's just not showing it.
He's just not showing. He's taking action.
So that is my tactic now at the moment. Not at the moment, but when I used to go to networking events, what you do is you walk in, you need to mentally prepare yourself. You need to have your 2-minute thing down to a T. When you come in there, you make sure you speak to everybody, you make eye contact, and you be, I don't want to say abrasive, but you be
charismatic.
Yeah. You go up, you touch people's shoulders and their arms, and you, that double thing, so that they can feel, the genuineness, the actual enthusiasm, I wouldn't say professionalism, but
it's professionalism is definitely a part.
Need to, when you go into events, you need to just be assertive. Your plan, because everybody there can with the same plan.
Yeah.
They want to sell you their services to you, and you want to sell it. So how are you going to make them switch around?
I remember you.
Exactly. So we need to you must just find your gimmick, man. Everybody's different.
So a part of when I did the certification for the life coaching is when selling the business, to other people, like you said, the elevator pitch, it doesn't work really to say, hi, my name is Kurt and I'm a life coach. It doesn't really tell people anything about the business because, like I said before, people don't remember your titles. People won't even probably remember your name. But hi, my name is Kurt. I'm a life coach and I help turn underdogs into top dogs, or I help people that feel stuck in life. I help them figure out what their goals are and I help carve a path for them to achieve the goals. That sounds way better than saying, hi, my name is Kurt and I'm a life coach, and just leave it there. So that's kind of the way you can approach any conversation really, is to just say a little bit more. Like you said, be charismatic.
Be charismatic and just be bold. Man.
Just be bold, yeah.
Because keep in mind, these people that you're going into networking events with, you might never see these people again.
Chances are.
They don't know you. They're meeting you for the first time.
Yes.
So they don't know you, what you do at home, what you might be a mouse introvert. When you come there, you just show a side of you that I wouldn't say you wish, but that you know is needed for this role. You take your cap off and you put on your confidence cap and you go in and you kill it. Because it's only be for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You can go back to work. But now at least you know you can turn it on when you want to.
And the cool thing is, when you're there and you have all this and you're charismatic and you kind of put a little bit of planning into it, you kind of feel, just because you put more planning into it, this is also one of the conversations we had in our podcast, previous ones, where because you've planned and because you prepared, you kind of just automatically feel more confident.
100%.
Which makes you deal with people 100%. More confident. So it comes from the inside. And I normally make this example. I'm gonna try and remember this story, because I haven't coached for a while now, but I haven't used the story in coaching for a while now. So where initially when you come to the party, how do you feel? Or when you come to an event, how do you feel? You feel like an underdog, basically.
You feel overwhelmed.
You feel a bit overwhelmed, a bit anxious and whatever, because you haven't spoken to anybody.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have these qualities of an underdog. And what is the qualities of an underdog? They are what I normally ask this to the client. Underdog is normally shy, their head is down, their shoulders are close together, their chest is closed, looking downwards, speaking softly or not even speaking at all, not making much eye contact.
Yeah.
That is qualities of an underdog. Then what happens is, you're scared of interacting with people because you're scared people is gonna judge you and that kind of thing.
Fear of rejection.
Fear of rejection, yeah, that's it. Fear of rejection. And once somebody says something to you, or you start talking to them, or you see someone you know in the party, however it is, anything that gets you to speak, then how do you feel? You start feeling like a top dog, and that's basically my way of diagnosing people. You start feeling like a top dog. And then, what are the qualities of a top dog? The qualities of a top dog is chest is open, he's smiling brightly, he's smiling not just with his mouth, he's smiling with his eyes as well. He's giving bold handshakes or fist bumps, however you want to do it. And he's just assertive, he's bold, and you kind of then become that person. And then my question is, what changed? Not your situation. That's your mindset that changed.
100%.
So that, as easy as that was, and that analogy that I used, that's how easy it is to change your life. I know I'm kind of just putting it into a nutshell, and I'm condensing it a little bit, but
if you want the full version,
yeah, I'm almost done with my book of guiding underdog. I've been working on it for a while now and been refining it and so forth. So it's kind of everything all in one. It's everything all in one. It's a bit long. It's not like short ebooks, but it's definitely gonna be something worth reading.
And I know it's gonna add value. 100%.
Go for it, yeah. Because I've been kind of
no. I was just gonna talk about some facts about things, about networking. That I did the research. I went through papers and stuff, psychological things.
Okay.
One thing is called the cocktail party effect.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to let you take a guess what that is.
The cocktail party effect.
I'm just giving you that. I'm not saying you anything else.
When you're drinking cocktails at the party and you're drunk and you don't care anymore and just network with everybody.
No. The cocktail party effect, no? On that, have you ever walked in have you ever been at the party And I know we've done it a few times. We come to a party, somebody shout your name, just automatically your ears perk up because you know you heard your name. That's a cocked up. So you can go into any crowded room. If you know the name of one person there, you just shout that person's name. You will see meerkat. They will look around. That's a cocktail party.
That's something that people will remember also.
100%.
That crazy dude that shouted.
Cocktail party.
And then when you actually go to them and they see, oh, he's not actually crazy, he's actually charismatic.
Exactly.
He's actually
the cocktail party effect. No? And then the Ben Franklin effect. Like I said earlier on, ask somebody a small favor. So even if they don't like, especially if they don't like you, somebody don't like you, yo, can you do me a favor? That. Once they do that favor, their attitude is 85% more likely to change overnight. So the next time you see them, they will be, how was that? Did you come right with that? Because now it refers back to the favor that they did for you. How they added value.
You actually reminding me something. I think I read about that in a book also. I can't remember the name of the book right now. But also in there is give a dog a good reputation. I think, man, you've kind of spoken about that. Give the dog a good reputation where when you it's not dog psychology, but when you kind of want something from someone, which everybody wants something from everybody. Yeah. That's why we communicate.
But always compliment. Yeah.
The complimenting. So give them a good reputation. Tell them something like, wow, you always do. You always, you're always on time. You always do. You're good with the computer and whatever.
Little things.
So then it's like you're planting little seeds for bigger asks a little bit later.
Reinforcing it.
You're reinforcing it. Yeah. And then there's another one. Can I just jump in with something? Is, the yes technique. So basically the technique is something like this, where I ask you questions where you can give me 2 yeses before I give you the main ask. So,
it's you're more likely.
It's a nice day outside today, no? Oh, it's a nice day. Yeah, it's a nice day. Wow. You like pens. I see you always have pens around you, whatever. And by the way, don't you wanna just do my laundry? Yeah, it's a stupid example, but
but obviously it falls in line.
But whatever
your questions need to be structured. Yeah.
No, that's a plug right there, bro.
That's actually not so bad. Now that comes back to the same thing again that we spoke about earlier on. It's called primacy and recency effect, which is people only remember what you say in that first 5 seconds and that last 5 seconds. So what your opening line and your exiting line. Except if you have a magnificent anecdote in the middle, it's a death-defying story or something like that. But in that 2 minutes, if you're meeting 100 people, what you say when you meet them and what you say when you leave is the most important stuff.
My name is Kurt. I'm a life coach and I help people that feel stuck.
Yeah, or my name is Kurt. I'm a life coach and I bring people back from the brink.
That's a nice one.
Make it now. Keep in mind storytelling.
Yeah.
You need to make it embellish the shit out of that because that needs to be.
You want to be remembered.
Testifying. Yeah, it must be testifying. You're saving lives out here.
Look here. I want to read you this quote now and I just want to hear this. Okay. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Your network equals your net worth.
100%. To an extent, I would say. If you can utilize your network properly, it can definitely add to your net worth. That's without a doubt. I believe that.
So it's almost like knowledge isn't power. Using knowledge is power.
There we go. And you can have all the knowledge in the world. If you do nothing with it, what's the point?
And that is kind of, it's true. Like you have all this, you can have rich people around you. And that's kind of the thing. Rich people flock together.
Yeah.
I watched the video yesterday.
Yeah, go.
I watched the video yesterday of a guy, that was talking about one of his friends. He became rich. So through investments and whatever. So when he goes out with his normal friends, he realized that normal people is kind of always complaining about the things that they don't have and the opportunities that they lost and that kind of thing. And he's like, he's sitting there, he's got millions, so he can't really say,
it doesn't relate.
He can't relate basically. So, rich people go to certain places and whatever. So it's definitely your network can.
It's not just rich people. because we keep in mind, we made an active decision, I think it was like a few years ago, where we said because whenever we got together, we would used to be same story.
Yeah,
we used to drink, but besides, we talk about the same stuff. Complain about this, complain about that, complain about this. Now, when we get together, when we complain, there's a segment for complaining, but the rest of it, it's ideas, it's building, it's how to get into the rooms we want to get into.
We always, like me and you, for the past few months now, even before the podcast, we've been on this bus of just elevating each other,
like we're doing now, pushing each other. So the people around you needs to be elevating. So you can't be talking about your techies or you say at much cruel.
It's not that you can't speak about it. It's just it's not productive. It doesn't really carry any weight. It's not going to change anybody's lives. It's like, have you ever spoken to somebody that does nothing? I can't take people. I'm going to be honest right now, no? And there is probably some people, not probably, there's people around me, someone that does nothing, like I won't say it irritates me, but I can't understand it. Like, you do nothing, like nothing. You just work and you just go home, like nothing. You don't even go play soccer. You don't even.
I understand what you mean. Yeah. Look, sometimes I like to talk to people like that because it just gives me in and puts me back into the right frame of mind. Because I wouldn't say boredom, but that monotonous doing the same thing over and over and over and over.
Who are you talking about them?
Yeah, with no, like you said, now work, home, go to the mall, home, but nothing in between, no external.
And the only thing that they're looking forward to is like the weekend,
where they can drink and complain.
Where they can drink and sit and complain.
And, and talk about other people.
Bro, yeah,
I
can't understand it, but again, that is our target market. Our target market is people that is ready to change. Yeah. That's our target market. We're not trying to convince you to change. We want to meet you where you are. So we want to meet you. Look here, I'm ready to take it to the next level. So, call Laurent and get in touch with Marate Skills Development and get your
small steps, guys,
in order. Yeah. Get your ish in order.
Small steps.
And then I was thinking about this. There is, in my research, I found that there is two types of networking. There is networking up and networking across. It explains itself basically. Yeah. Networking across is our peers, basically people that is in the same financial bracket as us, and also people that is going to the same places, doing the same things, which is normally the people in the same financial bracket. And then obviously networking up is networking with CEOs and networking with people that can really change your life. But like we said earlier on, it's not always sometimes the little nuggets and the things that can take your life to the next level is networking with your existing network. I know what you said earlier on with the networking thing where there's not really much going on in our networks, but in the people that is like around us right now.
I would say I will correct myself, and it's not that there's not much going on. It's that the people closest to us, they don't always want to tell us what is happening, what is going on, what is their problem, what is their issue. So they don't speak up. So you don't know if you can help them, or you don't know if they can help you.
Because there's not enough to go on.
There's no clear. It's a lack of communication. Also, where it comes to people are pretty shy. You don't want to come say, "Hey, I have an issue with this," or "I have a problem with this." Come to your cousin or to your auntie, or "I have a problem with this." Can't you? Then in colored community, you will know it will spread to the family, but that is what people don't want to embrace. If your family knows about whatever the issue is, that is the people that's going to help you the most.
They can put you in a position after they roast you.
After they tell you all the cuck in the world and this and that, but they will bring you up. They will try to, if you allow them to give you that support.
Yes. I agree with that 100%. There's actually also something that I've learned in the research in networking and that kind of thing that I want to share with you guys. It is something that I'm going to have to kind of read from here, but it's basically called, the three the three okay. My bad. The 3 touch point follow-up method.
Oh. Okay.
So basically, number 1 is immediately after meeting someone, when you leave, send them a message and tell them that it was nice meeting you, and we had an interesting conversation. So number 1, immediately speak to people. Send them a message when you get home. Get in touch immediately. Number 2 is within a week, share something valuable. So after a week, you've seen an article, you've seen a news story, you've seen anything that relates to something that they said, send them that. Send it to them and tell them, look here, Kurt here, here's some information about that thing that you were speaking about. Maybe you can use that again, value adding.
That's good.
And then number 3, a month later, is check in casually and ask them how the project is going, or whatever they were speaking about, like how it's like, where they're at now and that kind of thing, and just to touch base basically. So number 1 is immediately after the meeting, go home.
1 week.
And send them a message. Tell them how nice it was to meet them or whatever. Number 2 is a week. Follow up with something valuable for them. And then number 3 is after a month, touch base.
Okay.
The 3 touch point follow-up method. I think when we eventually have a website, we don't need a website, but when we have a place, like you said, where we can put all our resources, like a Google Drive or something.
They can just download it.
Where they can go into there and access all that information, maybe categorize it into whatever it is that they're searching for. And then there's another thing that I actually want to also say. It's the 80-20 rule, yes. Okay, so the 80-20 rule, sorry, I just had to brush up on it. And again, this is another one of those things that I learned today, which is I want to share it verbatim because it's very important and it's something that can actually impact, like the 3 touch point follow-up method. It's the 80-20 rule, which basically says that spend 80% of your time strengthening existing people that you have in your network already. So spend 80% of the time strengthening your existing network, and 20% of the time creating new and further network.
That's
beautiful, eh?
That's
valuable.
Excellent. That's excellent.
Okay, we've hit our time.
I just want to say one more thing though on this small scientific explanation of what is released when you meet new people or when you networking.
Okay,
is oxytocin. That is a hormone, that a bonding hormone. So when you spirit out, not your spirit, but when your spirit is open to meeting somebody else and you're open for new ideas, you will feel that flood of
what you're saying.
That flood of, and it's been scientifically proven meeting new people strengthens your neural pathways. So it helps with, it builds your creative thinking, your critical thinking skills, your problem solving skills.
Yes.
So whenever you meet somebody new, building new neurons. So all the neurons that you smoked away in your younger years or drank away,
you can rebuild
it just by going outside.
That's very interesting.
Meeting new people. Doesn't matter who, go to the beach and just wave to everybody. You will see, you will start feeling that, especially if somebody waves back. You're like,
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you guys. Here's a challenge. Challenge you to speak to at least one new person this week. A stranger. Speak to a stranger. Strike up a conversation with a stranger. Like we said, smile, make eye contact, all the beautiful things, and see what value you can add to them. Maybe even exchange numbers. And see where it can take you.
I think we should do the same as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
We should do the same, and then with next
I'll touch base with you.
With next week's episode,
we can just add it in there.
We can add it in who we met. Obviously, Colin won't be able to say the person's name, but give people a little context.
Yeah.
Just to say we follow through on what we say. Yeah. Simple as that.
That was a beautiful episode. Thank you very much. If you stuck around until now, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment. And all the beautiful things. We want to say thank you to everybody that is along the ride with us for putting by the wall. And remember, strength is good.
And inspiration is contagious.
There you go. Shaba.